Amid the offseason moves involving big names and speculation of bold trades, the Kansas City Chiefs are reinforcing one of their most important virtues, the depth of their roster. The franchise has officially renewed the contract of linebacker Jack Cochran, one of the most consistent players in the defensive rotation and in special moments since he arrived in the league. Cochran may not be the most talked about name on the roster, but his importance is undeniable. Since arriving as an undrafted free agent in 2022, the linebacker has played 47 games in 3 seasons, totaling 42 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 pass deflection. In addition, his performance on special teams has been a key player in crucial moments of the Chiefs' victorious campaigns, including the 2 Super Bowls won. The 2024 season, however, ended in frustrating fashion for Cochran. A broken ankle took him off the field in the final stretch of the regular season and left him out of the playoffs. Still, the coaching staff valued his work in recovery, renewing their commitment to the defender and betting on his return to 100% physical fitness. Cochran's return represents more than just security at the linebacker position. He is part of a group that balances youth and experience and that needs consistency, especially in nickel formations, zone coverage, and third down situations. With Willie Gay out of the team and Leo Chenal gaining ground, Cochran becomes a valuable tactical piece for coordinator Steve Spagnuolo. This renewal also reinforces what the Chiefs have been doing for years, valuing homegrown players who understand the culture of the franchise and the weight of wearing red and gold. Cochran, even away from the spotlight, is a symbol of continuity and commitment to excellence. Exactly the type of player who sustains a dynasty. When it comes to bolstering the Chiefs' offensive line, most fans immediately point to the left tackle position. After all, protecting Patrick Mahomes' blindside should be a top priority, right? But according to recent reports and expert analysis, Kansas City is unlikely to select a LT in the first round of the 2025 draft. And the explanation for that goes beyond what meets the eye. First, the history. The Chiefs have played in 5 Super Bowls, and each time they have had a different starting left tackle. This shows how the team has taken a more flexible and pragmatic approach to the position, often prioritizing versatility and one-off solutions rather than seeking a long-term anchor in the draft. Then, there's the quality of the class. The 2025 draft lacks prospects that are ideal for the Chiefs' blocking scheme, which requires lateral agility, reading intelligence, and mobility to block on the move, traits that aren't widely available among OLs projected to be in the second half of the first round. Names like Will Campbell, Armand Membo, and Josh Connolly Jr. are excellent, but they probably won't be available at pick 31. Given this, the Chiefs are likely to invest in interior offensive linemen, such as versatile guards or centers, or reinforce the defensive side of the line where there are also gaps to fill. There is also the possibility that the team will bet on raw talent on the second day of the draft, where prospects with good potential can be molded by the excellent offensive line coaching staff. In addition, it is important to remember that the team recently signed Jalen Moore, ex-49ers, and is conducting internal tests with names like Wanya Morris and Kingsley Suamataia, demonstrating that the plan is to solve Mahomes' protection with a set of pieces, and not necessarily with a star drafted at the top. This approach may seem risky, but it is true to the Chiefs' style, efficiency, adaptation, and balance between present and future. While the draft spotlight turns to flashier names, Kansas City follows its own logic, the same one that has taken them to the top more than once. While most NFL teams struggle to deal with the salary cap, the Kansas City Chiefs did what few franchises can: turn 2 of the league's heaviest contracts into fuel to continue investing heavily. In a precise move, the front office restructured the contracts of Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones, freeing up around $49 million in cap space together. This move, announced a few days ago, not only gives the Chiefs the freedom to sign immediate reinforcements, but also opens up room to move aggressively in the draft or in specific trades throughout the season. It's the kind of move that requires trust, planning, and above all, commitment from its main players, and both accepted it naturally. In Mahomes' case, the deal is part of a long-term plan that had already been drawn up since his record signing. His contract is highly restructured, allowing portions of his salary to be converted into bonuses and distributed over the following years. This creates space without compromising his salary and shows how Mahomes is not only the leader on the field, he is an active part of the roster's construction. Chris Jones, who renewed last year after long negotiations, also agreed to change his contract and showed his team spirit once again. Jones understands that for the defense to remain dominant, the team needs to invest in depth and youth, and that only happens with smart financial maneuvers. The savings created by these 2 restructurings already being used. The team brought in names like Elijah Mitchell, Robert Tonyan, Jerry Tillery, Gardner Minshew, among others. And with the draft approaching, the expectation is that the Chiefs could even move up the board if they identify an opportunity to make an impact. Ultimately, this move shows what separates Kansas City from most teams in the league. The stars don't just shine, they collaborate. Instead of demanding, they understand. Instead of thinking about the individual, they think about the dynasty. And that's why the Chiefs continue to be on top year after year. Travis Kelce is still the king of the position in Kansas City. But like any great dynasty, the Chiefs know that the future needs to be prepared in advance. And that's why the name of Harold Fannin Jr., tight end from Bowling Green, has been circulating strongly among the 2025 draft's backroom staff as a possible successor to one of the greatest players in the franchise's history. Fannin is coming off an absolutely dominant season in college football. In 2024, he recorded 117 receptions, 1,455 yards, and 11 touchdowns, numbers that place him among the most productive tight ends in FBS history. Not surprisingly, he set multiple national records for the position and was one of the highlights of the Senior Bowl, where he faced high-level defenders and shown in route plays, blocks, and coverage reading. In addition to his technical performance, what draws the most attention is Fannin's athletic profile. He is dynamic, has excellent body control, reliable hands, and most importantly, the intelligence to position himself between coverage zones, something essential in the offense led by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. His rapport with QBs at his university was evident, and this is one of the most evaluated points by the Chiefs scouts. It is worth remembering that Kelce is entering the final stretch of his contract, valid until the end of the 2025-26 season. And although he still plays at a high level, his age and the physical volume accumulated over the years require caution. The coaching staff understands that finding someone who can be molded calmly alongside Kelce himself is the ideal scenario. Harold Fannin Jr. should go in the middle of the draft, probably between the 3rd and 5th rounds. This makes his selection viable, even if the Chiefs prioritize other positions in the 1st round. He has already made a pre-draft visit to the franchise, which has further raised the interest signal. It is still too early to say whether Fannin will be chosen. But one thing is certain, the Chiefs are looking for a name that isn't just looking to replace Kelce, it's looking to learn from him, who knows, inherit his throne.